Hello YouTube, how are you and how is your family doing? I hope everybody is doing well. It is now 2024, 2 years removed from the iteration of this car, and I can honestly tell you so far it's been a blast. Obviously I haven't had it for the 2 years it's been out, but you know, since I've had it, it's been great. I have no complaints. It does everything I need it to do. I came in clutch with my research on these tires. The Vercellis all seasons, pretty cheap tire from Fitment Industry. Shout out to them. I'm so glad I put those on the car with all the driving that I do. Obviously, as you can see, we are here in Maryland, and you know, the tires are so important, especially, you know, for a sports car. You definitely want to be able to trust your tires, and I never really thought, you know, that something like that was really that important until I got into performance driving. But you know, you're never too old to learn something. I was always told that as a young lad, and I'm gonna tell it to you guys because it's honestly the truth. I've been driving for years, and obviously still new into performance driving and everything like that, and I'm just trying to get into everything I know. Like when I want to learn something, I'd go in, you know, knee deep, you know, as far as like research and how people have their different styles or anything like that, and what I could do to improve. I'm always the type that wants to improve on something when I get into the hobby. So here I am telling you about my experiences and letting you know that, you know, I'm always out here to improve, and you should always do the same when you're trying to get into something. But I digress. Again, like I said, fellas, I hope you had a great New Year and a great Christmas, and I hope the family's doing well. My family's doing well, so I can't really complain there. But today I want to talk to you guys about the most important mod that you could get for a car, in my opinion. To me, it's something along the lines of, I mean, everybody could say like wing, like I got a wing. That's not really that important. I mean, obviously it serves a purpose for me personally, but I don't think that's the most important mod. It could be a front lip, which I don't have. I don't have any other aero mods. I mean, the exhaust I think was important, just due to the fact that how quiet this car is stock. It definitely sounds like a race car. Not as loud, but you know, has a little bit more personality to it. So I think that's definitely up there as far as mods go. A lot of people, you know, get into, for example, the lights. I've seen a lot of people mod the lights, mainly in Japan. I do watch a lot of Japan builds just to kind of see what their style is and how it compares to us over here in the States. And for me versus them, in my sense, we have similar taste. That's why I added that particular wing, because a lot of people in Japan rock that wing. So to me, it was a really good mod, and it's only the start of something greater, you know, that I'm gonna continue to enhance this car to my liking. So, but I would say the most important mod, let me just go to it, because I think it's underrated too as well. Let's get in here. There it is. Not too far to go. I definitely got to clean it a bit, but it's the shifter. In my opinion, the shifter is definitely something that I look at when someone's driving a manual, because it tells me a little bit about them, right, without saying anything. So say if you go to car meets or you see a car in the parking lot, you know it's a manual. Most of us enthusiasts go over to the car just to kind of check it out. I mean, it's just, we're naturally curious about cars. So we go over, we see, and the first thing I stare at is the shifter, because it tells me how you shift and how you drive, in my opinion. So for me, mine's is quite simple. I like to shift. I have different styles depending on the the kind of rhythm I'm in, or the kind of area I'm in. Like if I'm in a very high speed area, I'm usually shifting like this, with my hand here. And if I'm shifting a lot in a low speed area, I like my hand on top of the shift knob rather than on the side. And then if I'm just messing around, I usually kind of, if my kids are in the car, I try to exaggerate my shifts a bit. So I slam the side and push it in gear, or push this side and go in the gate, just because they're still kind of new to manuals. So I kind of let them know I exaggerate the gate, and which is why I also prefer a shift knob with the H pattern on it, because again, one, it's for teaching, but two, it's for I just like the look. I mean, I like having that there for some reason. I don't know exactly why, but for me, my style suits this shift knob. Like it's weighted a bit, which I do like. Definitely lets me throw the shifter a lot easier. So it lets me throw it way easier. And see, sometimes I'm like this when I'm at high speeds, but again, if my kids are in the car, I'm throwing it just like that. And for me, it just all depends on the style. I can kind of switch it up depending on what I'm doing at that particular time. But some people, I'll show you the other shift knob that was on this car when I bought it. Some people actually prefer this one. I don't mind this at all. It's just, to me, I guess with the gap here in the middle, again, it's good for like show purposes. Like if I wanted to, if I was going to like a car show or something, or a car meet, I would probably put this one on, and then just to kind of have the OEM Plus look, because it also has the dark gray here, which matches the contrast of the car. So I would probably throw this back on, but for the most part, I actually, like, if I was going to a track, or if I wanted to go spirited driving, this is the shift knob I prefer. And I think it's underrated just due to the fact that you are shopping for something that costs, like, I want to say a really good one costs like $200 or something like that. So that's a lot of money for just something that you're just twisting on and twisted off. So, and it means something to everyone. I can definitely tell you from experience, like shopping for a shift knob, and this isn't even the one I'm going to keep on here. This is just a place gap, because I got it for cheap. And it looks like the OEM one, just kind of like with a matte finish. So it was cool, and it fits the character of the car as it stands now. This one, obviously, like I said, is a little bit better as far as aesthetics. It looks better, but this one to me feels better when I drive. So I actually prefer to drive with this, but I prefer the looks of this one. As you can see, it's getting a little bit worn on the sides, but you can always get these at Toyota, I'm sure, for however much they're going to sell them for, but you can always replace this. So I'm not really worried about that. But the shift knob that I want is from Stratos, and that's like $225, I think. And I plan on getting it once I kind of do some other cosmetic mods and stuff like that. But for me, I spent hours looking at shift knobs and everything like that, just due to the fact that, like, you want to feel good shifting. And once you kind of get into driving and actively doing shifts, like especially a whole lot, you kind of want something that represents how you drive. And I know I did a couple of video series, teaching the basics of driving. Everybody eventually, even when you learn how to drive, this even goes for my kids, like, you will definitely find a style that you're comfortable with, that's fluid, and you will get the shift knob that complements your style. And for me right now, this shift knob complements the style that I drive in. And the shift knob that I'm actually going to replace this one with pretty much is the same shape. Just, I think it's probably going to be a little bit wider or a little bit rounder than this one. I wouldn't say a little bit rounder, but maybe a little bit bigger, I'm sorry, than this one is now. But it'll be just fine because I do have a big hand, or a big enough hand to, you know, have it here when I need to shift or whatever the case is. But I just want to make a video on shedding a light on a shift knob, because I believe that these are like some of the most, you know, important things when driving a manual transmission. A lot of people don't realize I had the hazards on the whole time, didn't even need to. But a lot of people don't realize that, you know, you spend hours once you kind of really get into modding your car. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of people in the community that can attest to shopping for a shift knob. It takes a long time, and it's something, because you're spending $200 and something on it. That's like a Nintendo Switch or a console, you know, something like that's like a PlayStation. And even the real good ones, you're paying PlayStation money. So I just want to make that short video for you guys. I think a shift knob is definitely something that's one of the most important things, especially inside of a car. It completes the look of a car, especially, you know, in the inside, and it tells a story. And I think that's all I got, fellas. Let me know what you guys think. If you think I'm over my head with how important the shift knob is, or if I'm just, you know, blowing wind up, you know, blowing wind for no reason, you know, as far as like how important a shift knob is. But to me, as much as I drive the shift knob, and I've spent hours literally shopping for one, the shift knob is so important. And I kind of know the style that I like and the one I want after I replace this one. So eventually it'll get here, but I want to wait a little bit and buy some other stuff first, and then you'll see the shift knob that I want. But like I said, fellas, let me know in the comment section below if you what kind of shift knob you got, what kinds do you prefer. And again, I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate the subscribers. We're at 300 now, which is really good. And I'm grateful for all of y'all. And like I said, just let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.